Square Tips, and I am your host, Shawn Nicholson, Manager Principal of SMN Square, where we provide the building blocks for your success and sustainability in business. Thank you for joining us on this afternoon, this Good Friday. For those of you that celebrate religious holidays, we thank you for tuning in on this day. Well, the purpose of this webinar is to provide tips for businesses, tips for organizations, nonprofits, private organizations, and faith-based organizations. And we do this because we feel that we are equipped to be able to lead and as well as to provide solutions to some of the problems that you may be facing. Now, it is a trying time for each one of us now as we're experiencing this pandemic that we're going through, coronavirus and the coronavirus by way of the COVID-19, as we refer to it as. So there's a lot of different things that's happening. Every industry is being affected right now, whether you're a small business, whether you're retail, a church, educational facility, restaurant, hotel, whatever the case may be, everyone is being impacted by this global pandemic. So weekly, we'll be able to provide some tips and solutions to probably, our hope is to help you to navigate through this, because the fact of the matter is it will end. Yes, it will end. It's just a matter of how do we poise ourselves or position ourselves to be able to deal with it during and after. Now, my main concern is being able to sustain as well as be able to bounce back and be resilient after all of this has gone away. So we thank you for tuning in, and we'll be able to provide some solutions or some answers to the questions that you may have that will be helpful as we navigate through this together. I believe wholeheartedly that we are stronger together. We are stronger together. So first, I want to make sure that everyone can hear us and want to make sure that I am clear. Also want to be made, as far as an action item, is that you would share this link and this opportunity with other business people, other people that you know that could benefit from there. And then also, lastly, if there's anything that you want to add to it, we do have a chat so that you can log in and ask your questions. And I may not be able to answer your questions in real time. However, we will be able to get back to you with the answer to your question. So I want to go ahead and begin. And as you see on the screen there, it's Square Tips, building blocks, and for your success and sustainability. All right. Well, as far as the agenda goes, the introduction, we want to look at the purpose of why we're doing this, look at some weekly tips, some resources, and talk about next week's tips, as well as look at any type of questions that we can review from week to week. So I want to start with the introduction. And as I mentioned, my name is Shawn Nicholson, and I am the managing principal of SMN Square Incorporated. And what we pride ourselves in doing is taking a situation and be able to look at pain points in any situation and come up with a solution or even a strategy as how that we can get past those particular obstacles that we're maybe facing. And I think a lot of things deal with leadership, management, personal development, professional development as well. So through the course of these tips, we'll be able to provide that information with you. We'll be sharing resources and being able to help you with some of the things that you may be encountering now. And that is our hope for this Square Tip segment every week. Well, when you look at this chart here, we want to look at the state of your present situation. And we put it in two different categories. We have an order and versus disorder. Now, with the order, we know that we know where we are. We have embraced the reality. We're keeping our plan of action, that's what the POA would be, in front of us at all times. And then we're working our plan of action. In anything that we do as a business owner, as a leader, as a manager, even an employee, we should have a plan of action. We should be 3 steps ahead of what we're encountering at that present moment. That way we can build in consistencies or contingencies rather. We can build in safeguards, and we can also have a clear definition of where we are going. Now, a world of disorder, if you will, in the business community would be not knowing where you are, panicking when things such as this COVID-19 has taken place, and then also not being engaged with a network of friends and circles or other people that are dealing with the same situation. And then ultimately not having a plan of action to get through the situations that we're dealing with. The three tips that we want to share with you on this week is simply technology, teleworking, and techniques. Now, technology, as we know, it helps businesses maintain their data flow, manages their contacts through their CRM systems, tracks processes, and even maintains employees' records. Now, that's on the surface of what technology is. We'll circle back with that. Then you have the teleworking, and largely teleworking is for employees that would telework would be eliminate any travel costs and provide a better work-life balance for them. For companies, it lowers the employee-related and related real estate costs or estate costs in terms of their overhead, which can be a major boom to a small business. And then thirdly, the techniques. When you build your business, the first thing you want to do is secure a commercial customer base. And then you want to have decent equipment, such as your phone system, your computer system, your printer, your internet connection device. And not all the time is it expensive. Sometimes you can find some really, really good deals on there. Then you should have managing a campaign, some type of social media campaign, being with the platforms that are out there now. And that way you can make sure that you get the word out. So let's go back to the technology. So when I look at technology, for instance, I think that technology now is very important for the business, largely because the whole world is moving through technology. I can recall, and I share this with some people, QuickBooks, for instance, is a software that I use and have been using since 1998, as a matter of fact. A running joke within the office is that I have the very first version of QuickBooks. It is about 15 3.5 floppy disks. Now, for you millennials that are out there, you probably have no idea what a floppy disk is, but that is a 3.5-inch floppy disk that we used to have to load into the hard drive to load up the software. Now, needless to say, I don't still use that, but I'm still an avid user of QuickBooks, and now everything is online on the cloud, so I can use my smartphone, my iPad, and my desktop and or laptop to be able to access all of my data anywhere in the world. So technology has grown and has advanced over the years. And so I would say for you that there are a lot of technologies that are out there that you don't really have to pay a lot of money for. And then some of the things that are out there, it doesn't really cost a lot of money. So you want to be able to identify what technologies are going to be best suited for your business. Now, in my opinion, you definitely need to have some type of accounting software, and I recommend QuickBooks, for instance. You also need to have Microsoft Office platforms such as your Excel, the Word documents, and your PowerPoints. Those are very, very important in any business, any setup. So you want to make sure that you are a pretty good user of the Microsoft Office products. Now, I will weigh heavy on our operation systems because I'm a Mac man. So I love Apple products. I've been using Apple products for close to, I don't know, maybe 20 years now. But even in my business and even in what I use in terms of a day-to-day, I still own a PC. Unfortunately, there are some platforms and some networks that will not, they're not friendly to Mac Office or Mac programs and devices. So I'd still keep a PC handy. So you got to understand what your comfortability is with your software. So technology is very important. Now, through the tips that we provide, I'll do a couple more segments on technology because I may be able to answer some questions that you may have. I don't think it's really a both and, or rather either or, it's a both and. So I'll be able to help you with that. Secondly, for the, as far as teleworking, now during this COVID-19, we're dealing with social distancing, being able to stay 6 feet apart from individuals, not being able to gather more than 10 individuals here in Virginia. Some other states, from some of my colleagues around the country, are a little bit different. But nonetheless, this is where we are as those that are in Virginia. So with that being said, teleworking is booming right now. So if you are fortunate to still have your employees with you, if there's some way that you can establish some type of teleworking scenario, if you will, that will help encourage your business and support your business during this downtime. Unfortunately, people cannot come see us anymore. I have a training center, and we were having training sessions and executive offices and co-working space. No one can go in there at this point. So we had to pivot, and that's why we're utilizing the virtual platforms that we're able to use now. So I don't know what the nature of your business is, but I'm sure that there is a remote concept to whatever your business. That's where we can help you with. We can understand your pain points, and then we can come up with a solution. So teleworking does not have to be a bad thing. Also, if you're not at home, or if you're not at work and you're at home, now is a perfect time to brush up on some of your skills. Now, I know that you got to keep money coming in, you got to keep revenue coming in, but if you can just carve out a few minutes a day to get into your marketing in terms of your social media, that goes back to technology, and also to promote your business, even in the downset. Case in point, you may be a restaurant, and they're only allowed to do takeout right now. Well, you're used to having people come in and sitting down with you. Had you ever considered doing a delivery service, preparing the meals, and then delivering it yourself to the individual? That would be one way that you can continue to have your revenue going. And then also in terms of what I do, consultant. There are so many different opportunities and platforms out there that you can use. Calendly is one. It's order to set up the meetings, and then you can coordinate or integrate that with Zoom. You can use Google Hangouts, Google Chat. There again, it goes to the technology that is out there that you can use, and those cost little to nothing. And then thirdly, we want to look at techniques. Any business should have a technique. What makes your business stand apart from all other businesses? What is it that you do that you can kind of brand so that people will want to come and solicit your business? Now, whether you had a plan before or you're developing one now, it is still necessary. Those are some things that we can help you with. Now, when I look at this, I look at the fact of having a strong foundation, and having a strong foundation in times like this, and even with the business at large, we have to look at embracing our mission, acknowledging that it's going to take long hours, and then we have to accept that fact. We have to set expectations and boundaries. We got to know when to say no. Also, we have to strive for work-life balance, because that's going to be very important for us. And then lastly, we want to look at to protect your time. Your time is valuable. Time to me is currency, and you have to begin to vet your obligations and your meetings and things that you may be involved with, because your time is currency. You heard the old phrase that says time is money. Well, that is a true statement, a very true statement. So I want to encourage you to do that. And then we want to look at a well-executed plan of action. When we bring all of these things together, the blocks that we began to put in place and to build, it will help with our sustainability and success. Now, I believe that the most successful entrepreneurs are incredibly passionate about their work. It's the fire in their bellies, and it drives them to succeed. Many of you that follow me, you see that I'm very, very fond and an advocate, if you will, for passion and training. And I just simply try to pass myself on to individuals so that they can be engaged and ignited, so they can go and fulfill their dreams and their desires through their business. Not everyone in your circle of friends will understand and appreciate the commitments that businesses demand on a day-to-day basis. It's a thing that we say in the entrepreneur world, that we don't work full-time and we don't work part-time. We work all the time, right? So we can't just punch a clock. It's sometimes 16, 18 hours a day, but the reward to that is very, very good. So we want to encourage you to do that as well. And then lastly, the same way that we schedule our business activities, it's important for us to schedule time to be with the people that you love, that to engage in pursuits outside of work. You got to find an outlet. You got to take some time for yourself because you don't want to risk burnout. And this time of the COVID-19, there are so many opportunities that you can get burned out because you're looking at how to sustain your business, how to fill out this application, what webinar do I need to jump on for here, how do I do this with the Small Business Association, all these different things that are hitting you right at once. Breathe, take your time, develop a plan. You got to have a plan of action. Once you have that plan of action, you'll be able to scale the things that you do, and you'll see that it will benefit you in the long run. Well, this is the time that we would have that you would ask any questions as I transition, and I want to leave you with a quote. Zig Ziglar said that only one thing worse than training employees and losing them is not training them and keeping them. The takeaway is clear. The potential loss of dollars invested in employee development pales in comparison to certain productivity loss inflicted by a mediocre workforce. So what are you saying? You got to plan for times like this. You got to plan for, as I refer to it, feast or famine. You got to be able to be in a position that you can be nimble. You can pivot on any move so that you can continue to have the success and sustainability in your businesses. And I believe if you do that, you will find out that you will be definitely successful in all that you do. On the screen now, you see our contact information. Feel free to log on to our website, and we're on all social media platforms with the tail end or the tag SMN Square. Feel free to send us a direct message, a DM. You can go to Instagram, you can go to Twitter, you can go to Facebook, or you can go to our website to ask, or email to ask us any questions that you may have. And then I feel that if you do that, we'll be able to help you navigate your way through this situation now. This is something that I know that we'll get through together. We are stronger together. And if we adhere to some of the things that I'm saying to you, I promise you that you'll have a positive return in all of that. So remember, every week at 3 o'clock on Friday, we'll present 3 tips that will help be building blocks to your success and your sustainability in your business, or even if you are in the workplace as a manager or even an employee. Now, later on, probably in March, we'll begin to have availability for subscriptions, and we'll be able to help you with different things. I want to post an offer here right now, and we're today only, we're offering 40% off of a 30-minute coaching session. And with that 30-minute coaching session, we'll be able to help you with some things. Now, it says 40%, but I really knocked it down so I can help you. So today only, you can buy right now for $11.97. Yes, that's right, $11.97 to get a 30-minute coaching session with a business expert wherever your competency is in whatever industry that you may be in today. I want to share, lastly, some things from next week for our tips. We're going to look at productivity. We're going to look at procrastination. Productivity, procrastination. And then thirdly, we're going to look at being a people person. And with that, we'll look at being passionate about what you do. So again, productivity, procrastination, and passion. So until next week, stay safe, be well. Remember, your social distancing is very important for us. And remember that we are here to help you. We provide the building blocks to your success and your sustainability in your businesses. Until the next time, I'm Shawn Nicholson. Take care. Be well.